That's a test setup in a nutshell. So let's go to see what all the other features are. So along with the pneumatics, we have the ability to help you run some tooling, kind of semi-automated tooling. If you need a radial seal or some small fixture to pinch the end of your device or turn a stopcock or something, we can use what we call clamp valves. So we have 4 built-in timers that allow you to do different motions. In case you had one cylinder that brought a nest into place and another cylinder that brought a seal head down, we have a separate motion. When they come in a certain order, 1 and 2, at the end of the test, they'll go off in the opposite order, 2, then 1. So we have 4 of those abilities. You just come in and put timers in. Anytime you put a 0 in a value field, it gets ignored. We also have a feature called hold clamps on fail, which is a nice feature. A lot of operators will get into a kind of a cadence because they get used to testing good parts, because that's what you're doing, you're manufacturing good parts. When they get into a cadence, if a failure happens, they stay in that cadence and can pass a bad part on. But if you're using tooling to hold the part, as they get into a cadence and they've been testing and testing, what will happen is if the test fails, the red LED will begin to flash and it will lock the clamps in place so the operator can't physically remove the part. And they can't run another test cycle, whether it's through the start button or a foot switch or remote I/O, because the test is in a failure mode. So they have to acknowledge it by pressing the red start button or the red fail button, and the clamps will now release. They've been taken out of their cadence. Now they can dispose of that part the right way and begin testing again. It's a nice little feature to have on just in case that kind of a thing happens. The bottom selections are, we can use these clamps to also aid us in an occlusion test. If we're doing a pressure release occlusion test type where we need to release the pressure to make sure that there's a flow path through there, the clamps can be used that simply by turning on the appropriate clamp we want to have released during the test step.